Have you ever felt that someone notices things about you that nobody else seems to? Maybe he remembers that small detail you casually mentioned last week, or checks on you without even being asked. These moments are often so subtle that they can easily be overlooked, but they reveal something far more meaningful than words alone ever could. When a man is emotionally attached to you, his care isn't always loud or obvious. It doesn't always come with grand gestures or declarations of love. Instead, it often exists in quiet, almost invisible actions, the kind that make you feel seen, valued, and understood without you even realizing it. Emotional attachment is different from casual interest. Someone can like you, be attracted to you, or enjoy your company, but truly caring about you goes deeper. It's about paying attention to your moods, your preferences, and the small ways your personality shines through. It's about noticing when something is off, even if you don't say a word. It's about remembering little details, anticipating your needs, and making choices that prioritize your comfort over their own convenience. The person who cares in this way doesn't need applause, recognition, or acknowledgement. They act quietly, consistently, and thoughtfully. Over time, these subtle signs add up, creating a profound sense of connection and trust that often speaks louder than any words could. Many people miss these quiet expressions of care because they are so understated. We tend to look for dramatic gestures, bold statements, or frequent verbal affirmations of affection. But the truth is, real emotional attachment is often understated and behind the scenes. The way he mirrors your habits, listens more than he talks, or smiles differently when you're around may seem small. But these actions carry significant emotional weight. They reveal attentiveness, empathy, and a desire to connect with you on a deeper level. Recognizing these subtle signs can transform the way you perceive a relationship. Instead of questioning his feelings or worrying about whether he cares, you start to notice patterns of genuine attention and consistent support. You begin to understand that emotional attachment isn't always about big, obvious gestures. It's about the small, meaningful ways someone invests in your happiness, comfort, and well-being. These signs often show up in everyday life. A text to check on you, an offer to help without being asked, or simply the way he respects your boundaries quietly. In this article, we'll explore 15 of the most subtle, telling ways a man secretly cares more than he lets on. Each point highlights behaviors and actions that reveal emotional attachment in ways that are quiet, thoughtful, and profoundly human. By the end, you'll have a deeper understanding of what it truly means when someone values you, not just through words, but through consistent, meaningful action. 1. He notices small changes in your mood. When someone truly cares about you, they don't just see your smile. They sense the tiny shifts in your energy that most people overlook. A subtle frown, a slight withdrawal in conversation, or even a softer tone of voice can immediately catch his attention. He doesn't need you to tell him something is wrong. He simply knows. This awareness comes from genuine emotional investment. He pays attention not because he wants to control or fix you, but because he cares about your well-being. Over time, these small observations accumulate, allowing him to understand your emotional patterns deeply. For example, he might notice you're quieter after a meeting or more upbeat after a particular activity and respond accordingly, perhaps with comforting words or by giving you space. This attentiveness demonstrates that he values your feelings and experiences, even the ones you might dismiss as insignificant. The way he reacts, or sometimes doesn't react, shows a profound respect for your emotional state. You might not even realize how much he's observing, because his care is quiet and unobtrusive. It's a subtle, almost invisible form of emotional support, but it's also one of the most telling signs of attachment. People who truly care tune into these nuances instinctively, which makes you feel understood, safe, and valued without words. 2. He remembers the little things you say. When someone is emotionally attached, nothing you say is truly forgotten. He remembers small details, your favorite coffee, an offhand joke you made weeks ago, or a story you barely thought mattered. This memory isn't about proving attention or showing off. It's about valuing you and the moments you share. Remembering these tiny details signifies that is mentally cataloging your life, caring about what matters to you, and finding ways to connect with you on a deeper level. It's the difference between a casual acquaintance who listens and someone whose thoughts linger on you long after the conversation ends. For instance, he might surprise you with a book you mentioned wanting to read or check in about a personal project you casually mentioned. These gestures, often subtle and unannounced, carry immense emotional weight. They show that he is not just present physically but mentally and emotionally invested in your life. Over time, these little memories build trust and a sense of being genuinely seen, which is hard to replicate. It's a quiet but powerful indicator of emotional attachment because it reflects consistent attention, care, and the desire to make you feel valued. 3. He checks on you without a reason. One of the clearest signs of someone's emotional attachment is when they reach out to you without any apparent motive. It's not about asking for favors, seeking attention, or needing validation. It's purely about wanting to know you're okay. A simple text saying, "Hope your day is going well," or a casual call can carry profound significance because it's spontaneous, showing that you're on his mind even when you haven't asked for it. This kind of behavior demonstrates empathy and attentiveness. It shows he's emotionally tuned into your life. Checking in without reason is a way of silently communicating that your well-being matters to him, even in the smallest ways. It's not dramatic or overt. It's consistent, gentle, and thoughtful, which often leaves a more lasting impression than grand gestures. Over time, these small, spontaneous acts accumulate, signaling emotional presence and attachment. They tell you, without words, that you matter, that he's thinking of you, and that your life and feelings are important to him. It's one of the quietest, yet most sincere ways someone shows deep emotional care. 4. He prioritizes your comfort over his convenience. When someone is emotionally attached to you, they instinctively put your needs and comfort above their own convenience. It's not about grand sacrifices or dramatic gestures. It's the small, thoughtful adjustments they make in everyday life. For example, he might choose a restaurant he knows you like, even if it's out of his way, or adjust his schedule to spend time with you without complaining. He notices what makes you feel safe, relaxed, and happy, and he subtly incorporates those considerations into his decisions. This prioritization isn't performative, it's genuine and often unnoticed because he doesn't need recognition. The effort is quiet but consistent, showing that your well-being is a priority. It could be as simple as offering a jacket when you're cold or staying up to listen when you're stressed, even if he's tired. These small acts reflect a deep emotional investment because they require empathy, awareness, and a willingness to put someone else's comfort ahead of personal convenience. Over time, this behavior builds trust and security, making you feel valued and cared for in ways that are both tangible and emotional. People who truly care don't just say it. They demonstrate it by choosing your comfort repeatedly, without needing to be asked. This quiet devotion is one of the most powerful signs of emotional attachment. 5. He listens more than he talks. A person who is emotionally attached to you understands that listening is more important than speaking. He doesn't feel the need to dominate conversations or showcase his opinions. Instead, he gives you the space to express yourself fully. Active listening involves more than hearing words. It's about noticing tone, body language, and emotional undertones. When he listens deeply, he remembers your concerns, your joys, and even your silences, showing that he values your thoughts and feelings. He asks questions not to interrogate but to understand, providing reassurance or insight when needed. By prioritizing listening over talking, he communicates respect, empathy, and emotional presence. This subtle behavior fosters trust, as you feel safe sharing without fear of judgment or interruption. It also indicates that he cares about your inner world, not just the surface-level interactions. Emotional attachment is often revealed in these quiet ways because it requires patience and attentiveness, qualities that cannot be faked. Over time, his consistent listening becomes a source of comfort and connection, creating a bond that feels both secure and deeply personal. People who truly care demonstrate their attachment by valuing your voice above their own. 6. He smiles differently when you're around. There's a distinct difference between a casual smile and the kind of smile someone gives when they are emotionally attached. When he's around you, his expression often softens, his eyes light up, and his smile becomes warmer, more genuine. It's involuntary. It happens because he feels happy, comfortable, or even protective in your presence. This kind of smile communicates more than words ever could. It's a reflection of his emotional state and attachment to you. People who care deeply often mirror your energy through subtle facial expressions, and the way he smiles is a silent acknowledgement of your importance. You may notice he smiles more freely, lingers in laughter longer, or exhibits a gentle fondness in his gaze. These reactions aren't performed. They're instinctive, driven by emotional connection. Over time, these small, seemingly insignificant gestures create a powerful, nonverbal bond. When someone smiles differently around you, it's a sign that your presence affects him positively, that he feels a unique happiness with you that he may not express to anyone else. It's subtle, yet profoundly revealing of his emotional attachment. 7. He respects your boundaries quietly. A man who is emotionally attached to you understands that respect goes beyond words. It's reflected in how he honors your personal space and limits. He doesn't push you into uncomfortable situations, ask intrusive questions, or demand more than you are willing to give. Instead, he observes your signals, both verbal and nonverbal, and adjusts his behavior accordingly. This quiet respect shows emotional intelligence and genuine care because he prioritizes your comfort and autonomy. It might be as simple as not calling repeatedly when he knows you need time alone, or waiting patiently for your consent before discussing sensitive topics. By respecting your boundaries, he communicates that he values you as an individual, not just as someone to fulfill his emotional needs. Over time, this creates a sense of safety and trust, making it easier for you to open up without fear of judgment or pressure. His restraint is subtle but meaningful. It's not about controlling you or keeping score. It's about demonstrating consideration and empathy consistently. Emotional attachment is often revealed through these silent gestures because they show that he cares enough to put your comfort and emotional well-being above his impulses. A person who truly respects your boundaries builds connection through patience, understanding, and consistent attentiveness. 8. He celebrates your achievements privately. When someone cares deeply about you, they take joy in your successes, even if no one else sees it. He doesn't need to boast about your achievements publicly or seek praise for himself. Instead, he celebrates quietly, often in personal ways that only you notice. It could be a congratulatory text, a private word of encouragement, or a small gesture acknowledging your hard work. These acts reveal emotional attachment because they show he values your happiness and growth independently of social recognition. Celebrating your achievements privately demonstrates thoughtfulness, attentiveness, and a desire to honor your journey authentically. He is invested in your life not for appearances or validation, but because he genuinely cares about your experiences and accomplishments. Over time, these subtle celebrations accumulate into a pattern of emotional support that strengthens your bond. They convey a message: I see you, I notice your efforts, and I am proud of you, without the need for public acknowledgement. This quiet appreciation is often more meaningful than loud displays because it reflects sincerity, attentiveness, and deep emotional investment. People who truly care find fulfillment in your happiness and success, making it a hallmark of genuine attachment. 9. He feels affected by your silence. A man who is emotionally attached to you senses when something is off, even if you haven't said a word. Your silence, withdrawal, or distant behavior impacts him more than he lets on, reflecting how much he values your presence and emotional state. He may feel concern, sadness, or unease, and even subtle changes in his mood or behavior can reveal that he notices your quiet signals. This reaction is not about control or manipulation. It's about genuine empathy and connection. When he senses your silence, he might reach out gently, offer support, or simply remain patient, respecting your need for space while still caring deeply. Feeling affected by your silence shows that your emotions influence him, which is a clear sign of emotional attachment. It's a subtle, often unnoticed form of investment that demonstrates how attuned he is to your inner world. People who care in this way don't need constant interaction to prove their attachment. Their concern emerges naturally, showing that your presence or absence truly matters to them. Over time, these quiet emotional responses strengthen the bond because they reflect attentiveness, empathy, and consistent care without requiring words or dramatic gestures. 10. He mirrors your habits and expressions. When someone is emotionally attached, they often unconsciously mirror your habits, gestures, and expressions. This subtle mimicry is a psychological phenomenon that signifies deep empathy and connection. For example, he might adopt similar postures, laugh at the same moments, or even echo certain phrases you use. It's not about imitation for amusement or manipulation. It's an instinctive way of bonding and creating harmony. Mirroring demonstrates that is paying attention to your behavior and internal states, aligning with you on an emotional and subconscious level. Over time, this creates a sense of familiarity and comfort, making interactions feel smoother and more connected. The more he mirrors you, the more it indicates he values your presence and subconsciously wants to be in sync with you. Emotional attachment is often expressed this way because it's quiet, natural, and continuous, a nonverbal way of saying, "I'm in tune with you." People who mirror you instinctively are demonstrating subtle affection and attentiveness, reflecting an emotional bond that goes beyond surface-level interaction. 11. He offers help without being asked. A clear sign of emotional attachment is when he anticipates your needs and offers help without prompting. This behavior stems from genuine care and consideration. He doesn't wait for you to struggle or ask for assistance. Instead, he notices moments where his support could make your life easier. It could be anything from helping carry something heavy, running a small errand, or offering guidance during a stressful situation. These actions reveal that he is attentive, empathetic, and invested in your well-being. Offering help voluntarily demonstrates that he values your comfort and happiness, not because he seeks recognition, but because he genuinely wants to make a positive impact in your life. Over time, this consistent attentiveness becomes a subtle, yet powerful expression of care. It's a quiet assurance that you are supported, even in small, everyday moments. People who genuinely care take initiative to ease your burdens without expecting anything in return, signaling emotional attachment in ways that are practical, thoughtful, and meaningful. 12. He remembers how you like things done. Emotional attachment is often reflected in the smallest details of daily life. When he remembers how you like things done, your favorite coffee order, the way you arrange your workspace, or even the way you prefer your meals, it demonstrates that he pays attention to your preferences and wants to make your experience enjoyable. This behavior goes beyond casual memory. It reflects a conscious effort to respect and accommodate your individuality. By remembering these details, he communicates attentiveness, care, and emotional investment. Over time, these small acts of consideration accumulate into a pattern of subtle support and understanding. You feel seen, understood, and valued because he internalizes your habits and preferences without needing constant reminders. This quiet attentiveness is a hallmark of emotional attachment, showing that he not only notices but also remembers and respects the nuances of your personality and routine. It's a gentle, consistent way of demonstrating that your comfort and happiness matter to him deeply. 13. He protects your feelings in subtle ways. A man who is emotionally attached to you instinctively shields your emotions without making it obvious. He chooses his words carefully, avoids unnecessary criticism, and steers conversations away from topics that might upset you. This behavior isn't about controlling your feelings. It's about valuing them. He notices when certain situations might hurt or frustrate you, and takes subtle actions to prevent emotional discomfort. For example, he might reframe a negative situation with optimism or offer reassurance before you even ask for it. Protecting your feelings in this way demonstrates empathy, thoughtfulness, and a deep understanding of your emotional landscape. Over time, these quiet gestures build trust and security, making you feel safe, respected, and emotionally supported. People who genuinely care don't need to announce their intentions. Their actions speak louder than words. The fact that he prioritizes your emotional well-being without drawing attention to himself is one of the most telling signs of genuine emotional attachment. 14. He makes time for you even when busy. Time is one of the most valuable resources someone can offer, and a man who is emotionally attached will make space for you despite a busy schedule. Whether it's a short phone call, a quick coffee, or simply sitting together in silence, he finds ways to connect even when his calendar is full. This effort is not about obligation. It's a conscious choice to prioritize your presence and nurture the relationship. Making time demonstrates that you matter to him and that your connection is a priority, not an afterthought. Over time, these small investments of time signal consistency, reliability, and emotional commitment. People who care deeply understand that physical presence, even in small doses, communicates more than words ever could. By making time for you, he validates your importance in his life, showing that his attachment is active, intentional, and heartfelt. 15. He feels safe opening up only around you. When someone is emotionally attached, they often reserve their vulnerability for you. He trusts you enough to share fears, insecurities, or personal thoughts that he doesn't reveal to others. This behavior signals that he feels safe, understood, and accepted in your presence. Emotional attachment isn't just about noticing or caring. It's also about forming a bond where one feels comfortable being authentically themselves. The fact that he opens up only around you reflects trust, intimacy, and deep emotional reliance. Over time, this vulnerability strengthens the bond because it shows mutual understanding and respect. People who feel emotionally safe with you invest more genuinely, creating a relationship where honesty, empathy, and connection thrive. His willingness to expose his inner world is a clear, subtle, and powerful indicator of how much he values and is attached to you emotionally.